Ugh. This is just bad. Let me clean up around here first, and then we'll get back to work on video number 7, I think, of this series. I'll be back. Well, it's not perfect, but it's better. I got everything off the tabletops that I need, and got all the parts moved over here. Kind of in order where they go. Like, this is the whole front of the motor, all the pulleys or all the gears and where they go. And then the top of the motor, and then the fuel part of the motor, water, and couplers should be somewhere else. But and I got nuts and bolts and hardware and stuff kind of in the area that it should be. I'm sure I'm going to need to, go through it a little better, but I think that's good for now. And then, so first things first today, I'm going to take off this cover here, and I think we're just going to put the block on its side. Either on this, I think I'm going to put it on this side, lay it on its side, pull the oil pan off, and then start going from there. So let me get this thing in position and we'll get started. So that wasn't so bad. Just got the cover off there and just put a bunch of rags down and laid the block on its side. I should have enough room to knock the pistons out this way. So we're going to go down here, and I think I could probably just pull off this whole oil pan and everything on its own, but I think I'm going to take this inspection cover off first and just kind of see what I'm looking at, and then we'll go from there. So it looks like 12mm bolts. We'll get to work. Yeah, not necessary to pull off this bottom one first. You could just take off the whole pan. I just wanted to check it out before I got into it and just see what's going on. I've never done this before, so just being cautious. And now we're gonna go ahead and take this pan off. Oil pan's off, and now I gotta take off the oil filter, strainer, whatever you want to call that part there. And there's an O-ring either right here or further up, so you just gotta take this looks like 10mm, maybe 12, and pull this thing out nice and easy, and we'll put it aside. So hang on. Alright, I loosened up all these bolts holding the end caps on, and I'm just gonna take them out, and then way in the back there just stick the end of a wooden hammer or plastic hammer on the bottom of the piston and just lightly tap it out, and then we'll get the pistons out on the bench and take a look at them. With the pistons out, I grabbed the worst one and cleaned it off, and boy oh boy, there's a lot of damage there. That motor got hot, so that is bad. So it's a good thing I tore this thing apart when I did, because that was going to come apart on me eventually, and not the way that I wanted it to. So next thing we're going to do is pull out this crank. Oh, and when you put these pistons back in, on the connecting rod there's a number, and then also on the cap there's a number. Those numbers face each other, and when you install the piston, the numbers are facing up towards the fuel pump. So when you put the pistons in, the numbers on the crank rods are going to face up this direction. But we'll get into that later when I put this motor back together. So for now, I'm going to peel out these bolts on the end here, and we're going to try to work this crank out. I think I got to pull out, I don't know, I got to look at the book. We'll get back to it in a second. After you pull all the bolts out of the cover, you put 2 of them back in. There's a hole on the top and a hole on the bottom that are threaded, and you just drive those in, and what it does is it pushes on the block from behind the cover, allowing you to pull this cover off. And then take the bolts back out of there. This is your rear main seal. So getting all new of that stuff, but alright, that's out. So now we can go ahead and pull this crank out. Pulled these bolts out of the bottom here. I don't know if I put that in the last bit or not, but there's 3 bolts here that hold down on the bearings, and then it should pop out. So we'll take it out and put it on the bench. Alright, there it is. crank is out, and the block is stripped, ready to go to the machine shop, along with the injector pump. That's going to a different machine shop. The block is going with the head, and we're ready to go. So while this is gone, getting taken care of and gone through, order parts or have the machine shop order parts, and then we're just going to get started back on this again. I haven't done anything, obviously, with pulling the motor out. It's been kind of taking up all my time. So I'm going to come in here and really get this cleaned out. Probably going to go ahead and put the lines back on first, so I don't get any crud and stuff in the open ends. Either that, or I can try to find some caps for it. But put the lines back on it, clean it all up in here, and paint everything white, except for the rubber hoses. I think I'll paint the metal hoses white, and then get that all cleaned up and ready to go. And then hopefully in another week or so, we'll get this stuff back from the machine shop and we can start reassembly. So that's it for this one. So until next time, please rate, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching.